Cherry's hit single is not only one of the most innovative records of the year, it's also added a new expression to the language of the streets, buffalo stance.
Buffalo stance means like stand strong. I wanted to find a word that was like a dance, a stance, a way of life.
You better watch, don't mess with me.
Buffalo Stance is the first single from the 24-year-old Cherry's premiere album, Raw Like Sushi, another expression you're likely to be hearing a lot more about.
Raw is the obvious raw, you know, that's the on the edge. Stuff is like leaning over, fixing to fall at it. And the sushi is the tender parts that are sometimes sexy, sometimes just honest, sometimes, you know, that's like the other side.
Cherry's unique musical style may be attributable in part to her international upbringing. She is half Swedish and West African, lives and records in London. But she credits her stepfather, American jazz musician Don Cherry, for stimulating her early interest in music.
I don't think that we go out of our way to give a particular song, you know, a certain kind of flavor, like, oh, you know, let's put a jazz piano in this one. I think that when you've heard all the those different sort of sounds, it'll just kind of come to you.
Could you go undercover?
The name Neneh means good mother, and Cherry often writes about children, including her own two youngsters who appear in the unreleased video for Man-Child, seen here exclusively.
When I had kids, everything began to make sense in a different way. Like, the things that really matter started to matter, like respect, love, survive, and da-da-da. I stopped thinking about just myself. I choose to write about things that matter to me. I choose to write about things that hopefully will matter to other people, you know. But I try and do it in a way that's going to be kind of warm and intimate and down to earth, rather than over moralistic and like preachy, you know. But I try to apply as much of my social awareness to the things that I talk about as I can.
Can you tell me a little bit about your new album? Raw Like Sushi, that's a pretty interesting title, pretty blunt. How did you come up with that?
I wanted something that was gonna stick in people's minds. And also, it was a kind of working title. I mean, we came up with it like last summer when we were working on the demos, and it seemed to suit the attitude of what we were doing. You know, I think that the raw is like the most important aspect in it. That's like the positive, aggressive attitude, the honesty, the urbanness, and the sushi is all the other tender, sometimes pretty, sometimes sexy, sometimes vulnerable bits.
So you live in England now?
Yeah, I've been in London for about 8 years. Before that, I was living in New York. And basically, I ended up there kind of like by accident. I've been there a couple times before I actually moved there and met people. And I was asked to join a group. It was like, okay, then I'll try it out. You know, that's an offer I can't refuse. And ended up staying there.
How was it starting out in England as opposed to breaking into the music scene in America?
I don't think that people are pushed into fitting into a particular category as much as you are here. Here it's like, okay, you're black, you're gonna make black music. What are you gonna make? R&B, hip hop, soul, you know?
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you don't want to do that. Well, you know, then you're gonna have to be a bit more like, you know, Whitney Houston. Well, you know, it's like all these things that you're constantly battling against.
What's your next step after now that the album's doing really good? Is there like any tours gonna happen?
September, that's the next thing. We're going on tour with the Funny and Cannibals. Wow. Which is gonna be kind of wild. So we're gonna like put together a live show and all of that now. We're gonna stay out here and do it here, look for people here. I'm gonna sort of base myself in New York for a while, which would be nice, because I haven't been there properly for like ages. So that'll be fun. It's kind of, you know, scary, but nice. I love playing live. Yeah. That's kind of like where my heart is, you know.
This is what kind of tour? The American tour?
It's gonna start here. The Fine Young Cannibals and us and that whole combination is just gonna happen here. Then when we finish touring here, we're gonna go play in Europe, in England and stuff. And I think we're gonna come to Australia.
Yeah.